New Governor Jim Pillen gave his first State of the State address today, featuring his proposed budget and what measures he would like to see state lawmakers help pass. Among them, education and lower taxes. Fox 42's Joe Harris has the details on what Pillen laid out to the legislature.
Because of our people, the state of our state has never, ever been stronger.
During his first State of the State address, Governor Jim Pillen introduced a budget that he says restricts the growth of state spending to an annual average of just over 1% over the next 2 years. He reiterated his previous support for tax relief measures currently being proposed in the legislature, saying they would make Nebraska more competitive.
Today, I am recommending to the legislature an additional $2.4 billion in property tax cut for a total of $7.1 billion through fiscal year 26-27.
He also recommends an additional investment of $390 million into the Property Tax Credit Relief Fund. And he touts Senator Joni Albright's legislation that would move agricultural land valuations from being based on market to income potential. Another bill featured in his budget is Senator Lou Ann Linehan's proposal to gradually lower individual income and business tax rates to just under 4% by 2027. The governor doubled down on his backing for proposals he has said will reevaluate funding for public education.
Today I'm proposing the creation of an education future fund with an investment of $1 billion in fiscal year 23-24 and an additional $250 million each year thereafter.
The proposal would provide annually $1,500 per student in foundational aid, which Pillen says will be much needed for the state's rural school districts.
This investment, combined with special education funding reform, will provide more funding to every school district in the state.
Pillen says his recommended budget provides more than $39 million to fund 4,200 scholarships for Nebraska students to attend any of the state's higher education institutions. In addition to that, it would provide funds for bridges, roads, broadband, and building the Perkins County Canal. Nebraska Democratic Party Chair Jane Klebb issued a statement responding to Pillen's address, saying, in part, Governor Pillen made it a point to say that Nebraskans want to be treated fairly, and yet he is waging a war against the LGBTQ community, women, public schools, and the environment. She goes on to say, in part, he wants to give public dollars to private schools, and he continues to ignore eminent domain threats against rural Nebraskans. We have the full statement on Fox42KPTM.com. Reporting for Fox 42, I'm Joe Harris.
The governor's budget proposal includes more than an $18 million increase in funding for the Nebraska State Patrol and finalizing the last phase of replacing the state penitentiary.